Everyone wants to hear about the muse whispering in your ear and the idea striking. Where do your ideas come from? That's what everyone wants to know about writing. But writing is, for the most part, manual work. The idea will come from anywhere, and it can be 1 second. Certain Freak came to me one day when I was sitting in the car, babysitting a young cousin who was asleep in the back seat. I had this idea of a boy who meets a vampire at a circus and ends up reluctantly becoming his assistant. And that just came into my head in the front seat of a car. But I then had to go and write out that story word by word. I had to develop the characters. I had to find explanations for why the boy was at the circus, why the vampire was there, why the vampire wanted to blood the boy. And all that hard work is a lot less glamorous than the original idea. But ideas won't get you to where you want to be as a writer if you want to produce finished products. I had great ideas when I was 11, 12, 13, 14 years of age. I didn't have the skills to convert those ideas into stories. You've got to put in a lot of hard work. It's not a case of letting the muse flow through you and getting carried away and writing in this wistful, wondrous daze. It's hard work. It's lonely work. When I'm talking to kids, I'll often say to them, trying to explain it, right, imagine doing homework for the rest of your life. And that's what writing is. You're stuck in a room all by yourself, exactly the way as you were doing homework when you were a teenager, and you've got to do it. If you don't do it, it won't get done. And there's no teacher there to mark you down for it, but you have to be that teacher. You have to be the authority figure. I often say, when you write, you work for yourself, and you've got to be a son of a bitch to work for, because it has to be done.
Yeah, that idea of the muse almost trips a lot of people up, because rather than focus on actually doing the work, they get stuck in this idea of, well, I have to feel like I'm good. Like I've got the idea, I have to prepare, I have to be in this great state of mind. All of these things have to click into place, and then I can do the thing. Then I can start writing. Then I can start working on whatever it is. But if one thing is out of balance, I can't.
Yeah, it's a lovely idea, but it's nonsense. Everyone accepts if you want to be a professional footballer or a professional baseball player, you've got to go out and practice constantly, week after week, year after year, to develop your body to get to the stage where you can do that professionally and compete with the others. But there's this idea of a lot of people that writers somehow don't have to do that. That it's all, you do it on the hoof and it magically happens. And it's not. It's exactly the same. The only difference is it normally takes longer. Sports athletes tend to develop in their late teens, early 20s and hit their peak by the mid 20s. Authors are only really getting going normally at that stage. Normally you're in your 30s, 40s before you really start to get to where you want to be. There are exceptions. I was an exception. I was in my mid 20s when I first published my first book. But it's a lot of hard work goes into that. And that actually is what makes it feel worthwhile. If it came too easily, it'd be like winning the lottery. It's very nice, but any chump can win the lottery. If you produce a really good book, the hard work that goes into it lets you know, you're not a chump. This isn't something that's happened by luck. You've put a lot of blood and sweat and tears. You've dealt with all the insecurities. You've got through that nonsense of, it's going to be the muse flowing through me. Everyone's got a book in them, but very few people have the dedication to take them to the point where they can actually release that book out into the world. And if you've done that, having gone through that hard work, that's what makes it really, really special.